All right. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're kicking off 2019 with the WebCenter Division Action Plan webinar. This is part of our monthly training series, and we've got so many exciting things happening in the WebCenter division to help you grow not only your WebCenter business, but also your Market America unfranchised business. So what better way to kick off a new year than talk about goals and action planning for your business moving forward. And as I was just stating, I am more excited and more passionate than ever before in helping all of you achieve your goals with Market America, your unfranchised, and of course the WebCenter division. I just got off a call with the #1 income earner with Market America, Elizabeth Weber, and we've got so much incredible energy to share. Talking with our corporate executives, it's just an incredible time to be an unfranchised owner, and we're going to pass that along to you as unfranchised owners, but also as WebCenter owners as well. So let's talk a little bit about goals and action planning tonight to make sure that we can set ourselves up for success for 2019. But the first thing I wanted to make sure that we talk to everyone about was really analyzing where we're at, right? Before we can really move forward, we really have to kind of take a look back. So I've got a couple questions, and they are kind of rhetorical, but certainly if you're taking notes, I would jot down these and maybe even answer them and come back to revisit this and really spend some time thinking about this as well. I want you to think about overall in your business, but more importantly, think about your result-producing activities. And again, what are result-producing activities? Things that produce volume as well as income and, of course, residual income. So we talk about retailing, we talked about recruiting, and we talk about promoting events. So as it relates to those specific details of our business, I'm going to ask you a series of a couple questions, and I want you to think about this and revisit this week. I want you to think about right now, where are you now? What is your starting point? Where are you currently as it relates to those result-producing activities, retailing, recruiting, and promoting events? I also want you to think about where do you need to be to achieve your goals, right? Success is relative. Everyone has a different definition of success. So I want you to think about where are you, but where do you need to be as it relates to your result-producing activities? And once you've identified that, most importantly, you need to identify what is holding you back, right? What is holding you back, and why are you where you're at now, right? It usually has to do with something to do with attitude, activity, or skill. And once you've identified that, I want you to think about what is your plan, right? What is your plan? How will you stay on track? And what are you going to do about it, right? So important to really think back to the past month, the past quarter, the past year, 2018. We can't change anything about that now. However, we can analyze it and look at it, measure, monitor, adjust, and control it so that we can put a plan in place to make sure that we can create the necessary habits towards success for 2019. So let's take a deeper look at that, right? Again, it all comes down to this. Your success is 100% dependent on your attitude, your activity, and your skill. Now, we've all set goals before, but we need to identify, did you hit them or not? Why did you hit them or why did you not? It's very black and white. There is no gray. There are no excuses. You either hit it or you didn't, and there's a reason why you did or did not. We need to look in the mirror and say, if I'm going to grow, if things are going to change, then I need to change, right? I need to take personal responsibility for the outcome. And if I don't know how to do that, I need to find ways and people or information to help me achieve my goals. So what can you do to have a better shot at success in 2019? Right? So we want to look at our first quarter, quarter one, January 1st through March 31st. Determine new targets and goals, and how have your goals maybe changed over the past quarter or the past year, and maybe some of them have carried over, and of course, as we know, some of them have changed, right? Life happens and things change. So you need to right now decide what you want. right? What do you want to live? Maybe it's a new home or to pay off a mortgage. Maybe it's a new car, a new boat, to be debt free, vacations, maybe a mission that you want to support, more time and more choices. What do you want to love? What do you want to do for someone that you love? Something for your spouse or a significant other, a romantic weekend, something for a relative, a friend, something for someone that you love. What do you want to learn? Perhaps it's a second language. Maybe you want to learn a new musical instrument, to cook, to fly, scuba dive, new skills, passions. What are the things that you would like to learn to grow in terms of personal development? And of course, what do you want to leave? A legacy. Maybe establish a foundation, a charity, a scholarship. How do you want to help others? Maybe it's a willable, transferable asset or a trust for someone that you love. And all too often, people don't know what they want, right? They get kind of overwhelmed. They haven't dreamed or opened up their mind for so long. So sometimes we have to decide what we don't want, right? What don't we want? We don't want to answer to a boss or a job that we feel shackled to. Perhaps it's stress or credit card debt. Perhaps it's student loans. Maybe it's the bills. Maybe it's the unfortunate circumstance where we can't spend time with our loved ones, right? What is it that you don't want? What is hindering you and really burning you? What is keeping you up at night? And when we find out what we don't want, then it's easier to define what we do want. So decide when you want it, right? Set target dates. Some goals might be pushed out 3, 4, 5 years, but certainly there's an annual goal. When we break it down, maybe there's a quarterly goal and then certainly a monthly goal, some objectives to attach our goal to. So you need to measure your progress against that date, right? Because there's no better way to keep ourselves accountable than the calendar and our own schedule, right? And then certainly if that day comes and goes, we need to measure, monitor, adjust, and control it. Adjust the date or the goal to be in line with reality. And I have a scary reality to really talk to you about tonight. We are all exactly where we are today because it's where we want to be or we need to be, right? If we were to think about why we are happy in a certain area in our life or why we're unhappy, it comes down to something very simple. There's a blueprint. It's where we've envisioned ourselves, right? If you're happy with your relationship, if you're happy in your marriage or your career or your business, if you're happy in your financial situation, it's because you have a blueprint. You have a vision of where you should be, and that is your relative success. And you're there. So you're happy. You're fulfilled. However, there are parts of our life where we're unfulfilled or we're unhappy, and it's not where we want to be. Right? So we have to look at those areas of our life, maybe our career, our finances, our relationships, our health. If we're unhappy, it's because it doesn't match the blueprint or what we've envisioned as a definition of that area of our life. So very simply put, and of course it's easier said than done, but very simply put, there's only two things that can adjust that for you. The first is that we might need to adjust or change our blueprint. We might have to change our vision if we are not willing to do the tasks necessary to get to that place. Or if we are solid in our blueprint and where we want to be in a certain area in our life, then the only difference, the only thing that needs to change is your activity. And if you're not willing to make the changes necessary, then the goal isn't that important. And I don't say that to make sure that it is mean or derogative. It's to be honest. We have to be honest with ourselves. And not everyone wants to make $2,100 a week. Some people want to make $300 a month. Some people just want to have a social sphere. So we need to be honest first and foremost with ourselves when we're goal setting and action planning. And we need to find out what is it that we truly want and desire. And then we need to make an action plan to get there. Now, all along the way, there are going to be obstacles. There are emotional obstacles, whether it's fear of public speaking, fear of failure, fear of what people think. Maybe it's a scheduling obstacle, whether it's a family calendar event. Maybe it's employment, recreational activities, or church responsibilities, something that may come up in schedules. Or it could be a financial obstacle, training costs, travel expenses, business support materials and tools. There are going to be obstacles. We can't set goals and action plans without realizing that we are going to have challenges and obstacles. So one of the most important activities that you can do, one of the most important tasks when you are strategizing success, is to identify upfront what the obstacles and challenges are going to be. Because only then can you make a plan to overcome those obstacles. And if the goal is important enough to you, you will go over, you will go under, you'll go around, you'll break through a brick wall, whatever it is. If you have really identified your driving purpose, your reason why that you are building your Market America Unfranchised and your WebCenter business, when you identify the challenge or the obstacle, you are then going to be willing to overcome that. There's going to be sacrifice. There are going to be some financial obstacles and some sacrifices. There are going to be some scheduling challenges. There are going to be some emotional things that we need to grow beyond in order to achieve our goals. And we can't turn a blind eye to those and say, I'll deal with it when it comes. We need to be prepared. And that's what this call is all about, is to make sure that we can prepare ourselves to not only know what we want or what we don't want. We need to know what we're willing to do, but also what challenges that we need to overcome. And I'm not saying you have to do this alone. You might need to solicit a senior partner, a mentor, a cross-line partner, a mentor, a coach. But you've got people that will help you around these challenges. But you can't get around the challenges if you don't know what they are and you label them. So that is very, very critical to your success. And from there, you need to measure, monitor, adjust, and control the outcome. And it's all based on your results from your actions, right? So you need to adjust the date of completion, maybe adjust the action plan, maybe attend additional training. Maybe it's something that you need to learn, right? Attitude, activity, or skill. And certainly there's a great assessment in our back office on unfranchised.com, which is the Basic 5 diagnostic test. And I strongly encourage that you do that once per quarter at minimum. You can find that under unfranchised.com, under help and training, under online training. There's a segment there called the Basic 5 diagnostic test, and that'll help you identify where you can improve. So we have to make sure that we create SMART goals, right? SMART goals are the ones that are realized and accomplished, right? They're specific, they're measurable, they're achievable, they're realistic, and they're time bound. Now, of course, everyone would like to be director tomorrow, but that's not realistic, right? So we need to make sure that they're SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound, right? They're not dreams, they're not hopes, they're not wishes. You've got a date and a deadline to accomplish these, right? SMART goals demonstrate your belief. The belief dictates your actions, and your actions dictate your results. Now, it all comes down to your schedule. If you can become a master of your schedule, then you have a better shot of success. So I highly encourage you to have an appointment book, a day planner, perhaps it's an electronic calendar, whatever it is, whether you're using an actual book, a mobile phone, a tablet, have it on you at all times. You should have all your GMTSS events in there so that when you're prospecting or soliciting businesses for web solutions, you have a place to send your prospect or know the available times in your calendar. Pick one night per week to show the plan, whether it's a home business presentation, an unfranchised presentation, a webinar, perhaps a Zoom call, a conference call, a home event, a retail event. You need to have it in your calendar. Circle times each day, not each week, but each day that you will dedicate to reaching out to website prospects as well as unfranchised prospects, which really could be about 15 minutes. It could be a lunch break, a snack break. It could be after hours. Whatever it is, dedicate time in your calendar for success planning. So when it comes to being strategic, right, you need to know what it is to make a plan to be profitable, right? This is about being a profitable enterprise. Your short-term goals can be handled with an increase in cash flow, right? Your retail profits. And long-term goals can typically be handled by the MPCP or the compensation plan with your Market America business. So as it relates to web solutions, the average website retail profit is around $1,000 in profit. In terms of business volume, each website sale initially creates 230 BV, and an active website client is either 5, 30, or 35 BV, with a standard monthly hosting would be 35 BV per month. And of course, our digital marketing sales range between 5 to 100 BV, as well as some residual profits per month. So let's take a look at your short-term goals, right? I want you to brainstorm right now. What are some short-term business goals and personal goals that can be achieved with an increase in cash flow or retail profits, potentially travel expenses? How about putting a brand new business in the black? How about events and education, tickets towards upcoming trainings? How about trying more product? Maybe it's a moving up seminar. How about helping a new prospect get started? Or it could be a family vacation, maybe pay off some credit card debt, holiday shopping, maybe some additional extracurricular activities. And of course, maybe some other one-time expenses that might happen. Now, how about an example? Let's say that you want to take your family to Disney World next year, and let's estimate $5,000 to $6,000, right? I'm sure you could do it cheaper, but let's say that you want to get the meal plan, you want to stay at one of the Disney resorts, and you've got a family of 4. How can we cover that cost with your business? Well, let's be conservative and say $6,000 in expenses, and we know the average profit is $1,000 from a website sale. That means that 6 average website sales would completely pay for our family vacation in this example. And it can be applied to any goal with a fixed cost, right? So your goal divided by the average retail profit of $1,000 equals the number of new website sales needed. So let's say that you wanted to cover this fund for a trip for your family of 4 to Disney in, of course, 6 months, right? That would mean that you would need to sell 1 website each month over 6 months to earn the average of $1,000 in retail profit. So $1,000 in profit over 6 websites would be $6,000 over 6 months. 1 website sale per month would help you achieve that goal. And that's not a lot, right? So let's take a look at some ongoing goals or things that could be accomplished with your Market America unfranchised business. How about ongoing income? Maybe a new UFO level, maybe to duplicate the business, maybe to help more people achieve their goals, or maybe it's a new home, something to cover the mortgage, something to cover a new car payment, maybe something to achieve a new lifestyle like retirement, right? Something to match your ongoing paycheck from your current career, maybe time freedom, maybe an education fund for your children, maybe something to start a charity, a trust, or a legacy, right? So each website sold generates 230 BV. And then, of course, each active client generates 5, 30, or 35 BV, depending on their choice or their tier of monthly service. And of course, our digital marketing products generate additional BV and retail profits. So let's take a look at your client that buys a website and then wants to help market their site. This is a very average scenario. The initial website sale and profit would be $1,000. And their design would be to get them up and going with a site that they have approved, which increases their retention and their the reality that they'll stay on board longer. And then maybe they want to do social media management, Facebook advertising, and Google advertising. So the initial sale was $1,000, but then of course you get $49 per month residually based on their digital marketing products. When it comes to business volume, BV, the initial website sale was 230 BV, plus social media management, 20 BV per month, Facebook ads, 15 BV per month, and basic Google ads of 24 BV, meaning that initially that's 289 BV for that first month and that first sale. And then every single month, That's 89 BV per month thereafter. So the WebCenter division can create an incredible amount of not only retail profits, but also ongoing residual BV. And they can start just as a website client or just digital marketing, and they can move fluidly through one or the other. It's very, very nice when it comes to our unfranchised model. So let's take a look at our organization and group business volume and shopping annuity volume, because that's how we get paid, right? The ultimate goal, the getting started guide, is to duplicate base 10, 7 strong. So each sale comes with the initial 230 BV and then 30 BV per month. That means that just 10 active website clients would generate 300 BV per month, right? 10 times 30 is 300. And it would be an additional 2,300 BV from the initial sales of those 10 clients. And then, of course, we've got ongoing BV for long-term goals. So when it looks to the business of Market America and the Getting Started Guide, our BV retail sales goal is 300 BV per month minimum. Most UFOs do 300 BV from 10 to 15 preferred customers on Motives and Snap and Lumiere de Vie and Health and Nutrition with Isotonics or TLS products. For WebCenter owners, 30 BV times 10 active website customers would be that 300 BV per month. So when you build out base 10, 7 strong, personal use recommendation is 100 BV per month personally. And of course, through customers, 300 BV. There you go. When you've got 3 unfranchised businesses on your left and 3 unfranchised businesses on your right doing that, that's a residual ongoing income of $300 per month in ongoing income. And that's the basic building block that we want to duplicate, right? So let's write out your goals. What do you want short term? Determine 3 things that you would like to pay for in the next 90 days, your first quarter. It's right through March 31st, 2019. So what is the goal date? Let's say March 31st, 2019. How many weeks away is that? It's 10 weeks. What is the retail goal? Let's say it's $6,000. How many sales do you need, and how many qualified appointments would that equal? Well, we know that 1 out of every 3 qualified appointments ends in a sale. So let's talk about what qualified means. Qualified means that you've had a discussion with a business owner and a decision maker, and you've asked the questions from the 15-minute assessment or consultation sheets. That is a qualified appointment, right? So 1 out of 3 of those appointments will result in a sale. Many sales happen after 3 or more follow-ups. So that is the important reason for following up, because it's not going to happen maybe in this week or next week or the following week, but certainly over the course of 10 to 12 weeks with appropriate follow-ups, you can see that 1 out of 3 result in a sale. So again, have your goal date, the number of weeks it is away, have your retail goal, 5,000, 6,000, 3,000, 20,000, whatever it is, dollars. How many sales is that? Divide it by $1,000. That'll give you the number of sales needed. Multiply by 3 to 4 so that you know how many qualified appointments you need with product specialists with MA Web Centers. Divide it by the number of weeks that you've put in this chart, and now you know your action plan. You know that every day and every week what your target is. You either did it or you didn't. It's very black or white. There is no gray. Now, what do you want long term? We know that the average UFO creates about 250 BV per month from personal use and their customers. We also know that on average, 1 out of every 4 business plan presentations results in a new UFO. Whether you sit down with 4 people and show them the 23-minute video, 1 out of 4 people that you sit down and go through the shoppingannuity.com assessments and show them the plan, 1 out of 4 people that you bring to a home business presentation, 1 out of 4 that you actually sit down and show the business plan to, 1 out of 4 people that you bring to an unfranchised business presentation will result in a new partner. In this chart, GBV stands for Group Business Volume, and weekly plans is for not only you, but also anyone in your group that is also expanding their business. Let's look at this over the course of a year. What is the date? December 31st, 2019. Number of weeks. 50 weeks from now. What is your income goal and you need to understand the business plan. How much volume would you need to create in order to achieve that income goal? Work with a senior partner, work with a mentor, write it in the Facebook group if you need some support. We can do some additional coaching on this. If you want to private message us or email us, we can help you create this business plan for you, right? We need to identify how much group business volume you need on your left and right to achieve your financial goal. Once we understand that, we need to then divide it by 250 BV so that we know how many unfranchised owners on your left and how many unfranchised owners on your right, doing that average of 250 BV each and every month in order to create your number of presentations, right? We know that 1 out of 4 creates a new UFO. So let's just take a look at this. The goal date is December 31st. The number of weeks is 50 weeks away. The income goal is, let's say, $1,500 per month. We know that in order to create $1,500 per month each and every month, we would need 5,000 BV on your left and 5,000 BV on your right each and every month in order to accumulate $1,500 in retail or residual income from the MPCP. Now, we divided 5,000 by 250, and we know that that means that we need 40 business partners, 40 UFOs on our left and 40 on our right, all doing the 250 BV. You subtract how many you already have doing that, or if you're brand new, you say, okay, 40 plus 40 is 80. 80 times 4 plans gives us 320 plans per in order to accomplish this goal. We divide it by 50 weeks, and we realize that over the course of time that we need to have about 3 to 4 people exposed to our business each and every week over the course of a year for you to achieve your financial goals. Now, initially, it seems like a lot because it's just you. But as you have a new partner on your team or someone placed in your organization, that is very easy to accomplish. When you have you plus 1 on your left and 1 on your right, that's 3 total. That means that each week there's 1 plan per week for each of you, right? It becomes very realistic for the average busy person. And again, if you need assistance, I want you to reach out to your senior partner, your senior leader, your mentor, your coach, or write it into the Facebook WebCenter Owner Support Group or email us at mawebcenters@marketamerica.com. We'll help you get an action plan for your retail goal as well as your long-term goal. And then you know what your target is each and every week. So people don't plan to fail. They simply fail to plan. And that's what this entire call has been about tonight. But you need to develop a business mindset. You need to treat it like a business, not a hobby. So if you're putting in 12 hours per week, this is what it looks like, right? You need to spend 6 hours really promoting the business, promoting follow-up if you're an executive coordinator or above. You need to spend 4 hours per week, maybe 1 hour per day, dedicated to sharing the web solutions and setting appointments there. You need to promote the upcoming events and, of course, clarifying and reading your goals 15 minutes per day. If you're brand new and you're just getting started, it's 8 hours per week exposing the shopping annuity and the business. And it's 2 hours per week really dedicated to retail. And I said that backwards. If you're just getting started, it's 6 hours with the business, 4 hours with retail, and of course, web solutions. If you're an executive coordinator or above, it's 8 hours focused on the business and expansion and following up with your team. And it's 2 hours with retail, unless you have additional goals of things that you want to accomplish on the short term. And of course, 1 hour per week, 15 minutes per day promoting the next event, 1 hour per week, again, 15 minutes per day, really focusing on reading and clarifying your goals. Alongside that is preparing yourself, scheduling your calendar. Look at your calendar, 5:30 a.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. What are you doing? What's non-negotiable, right? Maybe you've got a job where you can't take any time to build your business. Fine, block it off. Maybe you've got some civic duties and responsibilities. Maybe you've got family obligations. block it off in your calendar, and look within this open spots where you are going to insert your Market America business and your WebCenter goals, right? So are you treating this like a part-time business or a spare time business, right? Identify when you're working your business. To achieve your goals, you must believe in yourself, but more importantly, you have to take action. You're only going to improve and increase your skills by taking action. You cannot learn how to be a better golfer by reading Golf Digest magazine. You cannot possibly become a better franchise owner just by listening to audios. Is it part of this success formula? Absolutely. The only way that you can truly improve your skill is through action. So the takeaway is to schedule your calendar, identify your goals, identify what you're willing to do to attain those goals, work with a mentor or an accountability partner to make sure that you can stay on track for your goals. And then it's simply about the action. You either did it or you didn't. So I hope this was a good call for you to really launch 2019, reset your goals, and make sure that you can schedule yourself for success. So as we close out tonight, what I want to do is really talk about some things that's what's new with Web Solutions, right? I will tell you right now that we have an incredible global WebCenter contest coming starting March 1st. March 1st through July 31st, we have an incredible WebCenter contest coming to you, and it's going to be announced, of course, at MA World Conference. So we'll announce it down there February 6th through the 10th at our stage presentation, at the booth, and of course at our breakout session. But I will let you know that you are going to want to participate in this contest. It's going to be a monthly contest with monthly awards. It's going to be weekly education and training. It's going to be weekly accountability, but also the longer you participate, or if you get a late start, you're not going to miss out, because we've got a multiplier effect, meaning that we are going to continue this every single month through July 31st, so that even if you start late, you're going to have a multiply effect that in July, you could still beat out people that started in February and March, right? So you're going to want to stay tuned to our Level Up challenge with some incredible prizes that we've already got slated. We've got tickets, we've got VIP seats, we've got cash awards, we got free WebCenter hosting, we got WebCenter Pro upgrades. So many great things coming to you with our Level Up WebCenter challenge that will start March 1st through July 31st. Now, what else is new with Web Centers? Well, of course, we've got our text marketing product, Morse Connect. We've got some incredible things coming out with Morse Connect. It's easy to sell. It's easy to use as an unfranchised owner. And we also have some incredible things happening with Market America and text marketing that you'll hear about at MA World Conference. There will be a free Morse Connect setup special that you can take advantage of as well. And a very exciting thing is our WebCenter Pro, right? The rumor on the street is that WebCenter Pro is going global. It's growing international, and that's going to be exciting for all of us. Alongside the contest, we've got our training and field development. We've got some incredible webinars, but also online training through MAWC411.com. You probably noticed that we've taken the Learn tab away. It's now the WebCenter Academy. We're going to create the most incredible online learning center for you, as well as online learning for your clients that will be available through their WebCenter dashboard. You don't want to miss out hearing about that. And of course, you want to join us at the booth and our breakout sessions to hear more about all of this. But we are so excited to talk to you about Web Centers, so you don't want to miss out on the MA World Conference 2019. So many things happening with IBV and BV. You don't want to miss out. And of course, stay plugged into our blogs, our social media channels, because that's how you're going to stay in tune to what's coming new with the Web Center division.